Alright, playing Dark Depths Land still on the play. So we've got Thespian Stage, Dark Depths, have the Time Walk, Force of Will. This seems pretty good. I think I'll play Wasteland in a Grafdigger's Cage. Yeah. So I just net decked this. This isn't my creation. So there are two mainboard Grafdigger's Cages, which are kind of interesting. I guess maybe it's just, you know, I guess it fights Storm a little bit. It obviously fights Dredge. There's plenty of blue decks using Vern's Prodigy, Snapcaster Mages. So it's not a completely dead card. It does feel a little bit awkward. I wonder if it would be better as like a Null Rod. I kind of want to save this Time Walk in case I need it for the Force of Will, but also so that I can... Well, it's probably not going to be very likely that I'm going to be able to Time Walk and use Dark Depth or Thespian Stage for Dark Depths the same turn, but... So the opponent's kind of wondering what I'm up to. He's asking if this is a land destruction deck. Maybe thinking the Thespian Stage is there to copy the Wasteland. So I'm not totally sure what they're playing right now. So let's see here. So I could Dark Depths, play Dark Depths in an Expedition map. I kind of don't really need to play Dark Depths though until I'm ready to combo off. So play the Underground Sea, Expedition map, crack Expedition map at their end step. Yeah, I guess that comment I said earlier about Expedition map or Null Rod, I guess maybe it wouldn't work very well if the Expedition maps are running. So that's fine. We definitely don't need that Expedition map right now. So I'm kind of okay here, just waiting patiently. I'd like to draw another blue card for this Force of Will to be live. They're just playing kind of draw go. Makes me wonder if they just kind of have a handful of counter spells. So we're still one turn away from being able to Dark Depths and Time Walk the same turn. So I think I'm okay just playing this Polluted Delta out, and then next turn having enough mana to do Thespian Stage for Dark Depths and Time Walk, and hopefully we'll draw another blue card. I'd like to get a little more information about what they're playing. Blue, white, or maybe just Guy. Alright, looks like maybe just blue-white control. We'll see if, so there's Jace. So I think that's fine. Because if we can... It kind of depends though. I mean, we have to draw another blue card, and then they're going to be able to look at the top. They're going to be able to brainstorm, probably find some counters magic, but they're going to have to find a Force of Will. And hopefully we'll have a blue card to counter their first Force of Will. Oh, so they're actually going to look at my hand. So I put a card on bottom. Alright, so we just really need a blue card here. So not the blue card I wanted, but I think I just have to go for it. So we'll try to time walk first. So let's see if they have the Force of Will. All right. Well, sweet. So I let that Force of Will or the time walk first, so that you didn't know that we actually had the combo. And now I think they're just dead. Alright, and there's a blue card for our Force of Will. I don't think it matters at this point though. All right. So, do we think they're bringing in Mentor? I think I can probably get rid of these Grafdigger's Cages. Bring in a Massacre. Maybe a Dread of Night. I mean, I didn't see any factories, but could bring in Pythie Needle. I think not having seen Mentor. I think I'd rather have the Mentor than the, or the Massacre over the Dread of Night, just because of Mental Misstep, which we already saw. I think I'll bring in one Pythie Needle. It hits Jace. Makes me wonder if I maybe want to bring in the other Pythie Needle. I think I'm okay. Okay, so we have the Hex Mage. Oh, we have a Black Lotus. We don't have any way. I mean, we could. We could go turn 1 land, turn 2 land at their end step, Limdom's Vault for a Dark Depths, and then use Black Lotus cast Vampire Hex Mage. So I think that makes this keepable. Alright, so they've got a pretty good start. Okay, so Mental Misstep their Divining Top. They're cracking the land. I'm not going to do anything against that. And I think they can just have the top at this point. Alright, so they're down to 2 cards, but they have that top active. So I'm guessing this is some kind of mentor deck. I mean, it makes sense if they're running Divining Top, especially in multiples.
Is the most challenging part of my job.
Kind of surprised I didn't do that at upkeep.
About 3 months ago, one click and my job was posted to 200+ job boards, all the top sites.
All of the candidates came to my dashboard, and it's easy to compare them.
And I couldn't believe the number of great applicants we got. I don't know how we hired before ZipRecruiter.
Find the best candidates with ZipRecruiter, where your job is just one click away from 200+ job sites. And right now you can try ZipRecruiter free. Just click the banner now or go to ZipRecruiter.com/Spotify. That's ZipRecruiter.com/Spotify.
Yeah, so I think we'll just pass. At their end step, we'll use Vault. They have access to like a virtual 6 cards right now since he's Divining Top. Kind of makes me wonder if we want to fight over the Limb Duel's Vault. So Narset, interesting. I'm gonna have to read this one. So they're going to gain Rebound on a spell they cast. They're going to get their Divining Top again. Yeah, so 3 cards left. I think we can just go Limgul's Vault. Go for Dark Depths. So I think we force this. They're down to 1 card. Alright, still no Dark Depths. So there's one. I mean, maybe I could have gone a little bit deeper to find the Dark Depths with some things that we cared a little bit more about. Because if we don't get to keep this Dark Depths, then we're pretty much screwed because we're going to spend 4 turns drawing Wasteland, Force, Vampire Hexmage. Kind of makes me want to dig a little deeper. So I think this is better. We can at least pie the needle there in our set. So I gotta go for black. Alright, let's see if they can find path. I mean, it's possible I should have gone pie the needle for Narset. I guess let's them dig 1 card deeper for swords. Or maybe a pie the needle on their Mox Pearl, so they can't actually cast swords. Just waited 1 turn to draw the Vampire Hexmage. I guess I'll actually still be able to do that. No, I won't. I mean, I could wait a turn, but I don't think it's worth it. So they're spending a lot of time on that Divining Top. Makes me think that there's not a swords like immediately available. Otherwise I think I'd snap, like, arrange the cards so I could draw into swords. So I think that them taking so much time to think right now is just kind of a benefit to us. I could be wrong. Caracas hurts. So now we will have to wait. So now I'm really glad that I decided to dig a little bit deeper for a better card. So now if this pie the needle resolves, we can name Caracas. And now we just wait 1 more turn. So we'll attack Narset. Just kind of keep her away from the ultimate. Doesn't really matter, I guess. I mean, it kind of does, but They're still a turn or two away. So kind of an interesting deck. Looks like blue-white, like Planeswalker control. They actually have pretty good answers to our strategy with Jace. Being able to bounce our Merit Lage token back to our hand. Obviously they run Krakus, is able to do the same thing. Those are pretty clean answers to a Merit Lage token. Fortunately, we're running kind of the right answers. We had a Time Walk game 1. Kind of hoping this Pie the Needle gets us there game 2. So the Tension Sphere, probably on the Pie the Needle. See, I think that's a big mistake on their part. I think. I mean, they could have the path or the swords. In which case, it didn't really matter what I did. So, I mean, they could still have it. I mean, they've got 3 cards. They've got Sensei's Divining Top. So the opponent's kind of chatting me up here. I mentioned that they could have Detention Sphere the Pie the Needle, and I think that would have been a better play. They're kind of mentioning that they could have countered the Needle on the play. But just looking at different playtest angles. So kind of mentioned how they could have boarded in land destruction and control and deny the combo, but they're just trying to play around it instead. So not sure that's the best strategy, but see if we get a swords here. Angel's Grace, what? Alright. Crazy. Now I wish I could play this Vampire Hexmage. Have a little bit of redundancy. But I mean, I'm pretty glad I have it in hand, because at least if they are able to get the Pie the Needle off the board, Krakus my Merit Lage token, at least I have something that isn't hit by Krakus. Yeah, so I mean, my opponent looks like they're kind of playing a new deck. Just said I have this one. Good game. So, you know, I think if you are, even if you're playtesting, kind of like he mentioned, he could have maybe sideboarded into a strategy that was a little bit better against my deck, but he sided a little bit differently to see if he could just play around it. I kind of feel like even if you're playtesting, it doesn't really make sense to sideboard weaker against the matchup. So whether it could have or not sure, but one won that match through Crocus and game 1 Jace, so that feels pretty good.